We're going to be looking at 5 houseplants that you can easily grow and find at most garden centres and other shops that have been recommended by NASA to help purify the air of your living quarters. So NASA found that back in the 80s, through a series of tests and experiments, that some common household plants had the ability to improve air quality. They discovered that these plants were able to absorb harmful toxins from the air, especially when in enclosed environments. Their clean air study revealed which indoor plants were best at removing chemicals like benzene, formaldehyde, trichloroethylene, xylene and ammonia from the surroundings. Chemicals that have often been found in homes that has been linked to things like headaches, dizziness, irritation, and so on. So first on our list, we've got Pothos. It's sold throughout the world in many places. Pothos is an easy to care for plant that can be very forgiving if you're a bit of a sausage and sometimes neglect your plants. Pothos wants medium to low indirect light. Allow it to dry out a little bit between waterings. Keep in mind that Pothos leaves and stems contain calcium oxalate crystals. So basically it's toxic to your animals, so make sure it's kept well out of reach. So we've got to move on. We've got 4 more plants to blitz through. Any plants that you want to know more information on, let me know in the comments and maybe I can get to making a video more about that plant. Also, I'll be making articles on my website. They'll pop up for each plant if they've been written, and I'll have the links in the description as well. So next up, we've got the spider plant. If you've got pets, spider plants are some of the few houseplants available that are non-toxic to your animals. Because goodness me, we wouldn't want nothing to make our little pet overlords unhappy and sick. So this is another very easy to care for houseplant, very resilient and awesome for beginners. It's very easy also to propagate just by snipping off the little plantlets that grow on these long stems and then just planting them directly into a pot with a bit of potting soil. Spider plants want bright indirect sunlight to thrive. Keep the soil moist but not wet and avoid overwatering. Moving on. So third, we've got the weeping fig, known as a ficus. These have been a popular plant since the Victorian era in England.
Oh, Albert, I love my new ficus benjamina. I hope you're going to look after it, Albert.
Oh yes, Vicky, I'll be sure to look after it. I'll put it in that new greenhouse I'm making.
Oh, Albert, you sausage!
Another plant though that is toxic to those little lovable freeloaders, so make sure you keep them well out of the way. Ficus trees are an evergreen tropical tree. Inside your home they'll need plenty of bright indirect sunlight or a sunny spot with some afternoon shade to thrive. Keep it well watered in its growing season, but not sitting in water, and allow it to be a little bit more drier in winter. So here we've got mother-in-law's tongue, otherwise known as the snake plant. It's a succulent that originates from West Africa. It's a very hardy plant that can tolerate neglect. It doesn't want to be overwatered as it could cause it to start rotting. Allow the soil to dry in between waterings. Lightly fertilise in summer with a general feed once a month at about half strength of the recommended dose on the container. With this plant, less is more. Neglect is a good thing, kind of like real mother-in-laws. They like moderately bright light or filtered light. A bright north-facing window will be ideal, or a front full sun window if you have something to filter it, like a net curtain or something like that. So last up, we got the sword fern. It's classed as harmless to cats and dogs. Sword ferns are also known as Boston ferns. They're slow growers and fairly easy to grow. With these ferns, it's important to give them stable growing conditions. Erratic care, temperature extremes, either caused from drafts or aircon, will cause the plant to get stressed out. Keep it well watered but not sitting in water, and give it a misting now and again to help keep them humidity levels nice. Pop it in a bright spot with indirect light and somewhere it can keep nice and warm, and it should do you really well. Sword ferns are an absolute beautiful plant, but it might not suit the forgetful gardener. So NASA found from their studies that they recommended 2 or 3 plants in an 8 to 10 inch pot for every 100 square feet of room space. So what's your take on these air purifying plants? What are some of your favourite indoor plants to grow at home? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to connect further, don't forget to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, or join our Discord server where we can talk about plants and share gardening questions together. It's been fun, guys. As always, I'll see you later.